Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're all well. Today I'm going to be doing a video for you on my skincare routine. Now this is going to be my morning skincare routine, and what I must sort of explain is I don't stick to the exact same products every day, so I can't say, you know, this is the only cleanser I would use. What I do is stick to a very similar routine every day, so a process of which products I use when and which products I actually use in the morning at all. So I'll go through those with you. I must apologise, I feel like a bit of a fraudster doing this video today. I decided this morning before I got up that was the video I was going to film when I got home, so I've been looking forward to it. When I got up, I'd had a really horrible allergic reaction, so I don't know if you can see or whether I've managed to cover it all up with these layers of makeup, but I've sort of broken out all over, not in spots, in like bumps under the skin, and my skin is so red and angry, and I know exactly what I used and what I did, and it was a silly mistake, and it's all peeling my skin, and it's because I used a retinol. What day are we on now? We're on Thursday at my time of filming. So Tuesday night I used a really strong retinol, and they do say obviously work up to it, and you can use it every other night, every night when you get used to it. So I'm building up. So Tuesday night, strong retinol. Wednesday I think, okay, give it a little break, and I just use an Alpha H product that's got retinol in it, and it was obviously too much for my skin, and it's, as I say, it's peeling, it's red, it's really angry. So I do feel a little bit of a fraudster filming this video with obviously very angry skin. It doesn't normally look this angry, and these products here are certainly ones that don't aggravate the skin. It's my own fault for trying to go too hard too soon with the retinol products. So anyway, rambling aside, please subscribe down below. Would love to see you come back for more videos. If you turn the little notification alarm bell button on next to it, you will actually get a notification when I subscribe. If you don't, it'll just go into your subscription box when I've got a new video. So obviously totally up to you, and let's crack it on. So as I say, these are more the process rather than the specifics, but I've picked a few products to show you through. So first stage, and a really common question is, should you cleanse in the morning? My opinion is yes. Different skincare people will say different things, but the majority of them would say to cleanse. You've slept, you're sweaty, you've got all your night's grime and whatnot on your face. So it's not to remove makeup, you don't need something really heavy duty, just a gentle cleanse. It plumps the skin, it gets the blood flowing, cleans the dirt from the night before, and prepares the skin for the next layer, so it will help your makeup sit nicer and everything. So I've picked three, and the three I've picked are depending on how my skin is on the day. In fact, let me start with telling you my skin type. So I have fairly normal skin. It doesn't normally break out in spots, it's not oily, it is more on the dry side, and it certainly goes dry if I have a reaction to something, hence today. Dehydrated, definitely, and for any of you that don't know, you can have very oily skin and still be dehydrated. They're completely separate things. So you're either going to be sort of oily, combination, normal or dry, but all of those types of skin can still be dehydrated, and to be honest, about 95% of the population is dehydrated. So I am definitely dehydrated, and I would say I'm normal to dry, and I can move to very dry depending on the seasons. I'm also very sensitive, as explained, so that's my skin type. If I'm waking up in the morning and I just feel a little bit yucky, and maybe, you know, I haven't done a face mask for a while and I can feel it on my skin, I would go for something like the Omoroviccia Thermal, Thermal Cleansing Balm. This is a black, I will do a close-up for you, but this is a black cleansing balm, and it's because it's got the Hungarian minerals and whatnot in it. I mean, it smells amazing. I don't know the ins and outs off the top of my head, but it's got all the Hungarian minerals in it, which are dark, and that's why it's in there. But it means it's a very purifying cleanser, so it really helps my skin to feel much clearer, and I would say this is in my top 3 ever cleansers. It's not cheap, you get 50ml, and I think it's maybe £45. What I would say, I wonder if you can see if I just bring it a little bit closer, I'm not sure. you can buy the jumbo size of this, which works out a lot better value. It is obviously a lot of money, but it isn't £90 and you do get double the product. So I probably would do that next time. So when I want my skin to look a bit fresher, a bit more alive, feels a bit cloggy, I would go for this. So my first stage is always cleansing in the morning. That's what I would use. If I'm feeling really dry, I would go for a cream rather than a balm. And this is the Soap and Glory Ultimate Concealer Cleanser, and it's in a tube and it comes out like a cream. It's quite a thick cream, you have to push quite hard to get any out, and I would always massage that straight into a dry skin. Rub it in almost like as if maybe it was a moisturiser, and then I get my hot flannel and wipe that off. So this is definitely on a more dry day, something like a cream. And then just on a normal day, just a normal morning, I would go for something like my Oskia Renaissance Cleanser, which is a gel. It's in a pump. It's beautiful. I think I talked about this in my empties video that I did a few weeks ago. I love it, and that would just be on a normal day. I then always follow my cleansing with a toner. Again, which toner does depend, but I would always start with my acid tone. So I've got the Nip and Fab pads here, which I've talked about again in my empties, and they're pre-soaked pads that you wipe all over your face, and it's a chemical exfoliant, so it exfoliates the skin without having to rub it with a harsh exfoliator. So we've gone cleanse, acid tone. After my acid tone, and this is a stage you could miss out, it is a little bit excessive, but I will go in with a hydrating toner. This is the Indie Lee hydrating toner. It's their, oh, I always say it wrong, COQ10 toner. I know that isn't how you say it, there is a proper way and I can't remember. Absolutely love this. Put this on a cotton pad, wipe all over your face, and your skin feels instantly like you've just put some moisture on it. It's amazing. So we've got cleanse, acid tone, hydrating tone. Then a real princess layer for you, a mist. So this is the Pixie by Petra Hydrating Milky Mist. It's got hyaluronic acid and black oat. Again, it's not always this. I've got loads of different mists that I use, but once toning, in fact I can even probably put a bit on now for you. You can put it over makeup and it just really hydrates the skin. So I put that on and then I leave that to dry while I brush my teeth, so that can soak in. I then go in with an eye cream. So I've just got the Indeed Labs here, the Eye Silk. No, again, I'm not very good at butchering these names. Isilix, maybe? Isilix. Yeah, I'm going with Isilix, I could be wrong. It's a really nice, quite simple eye cream. I haven't found many that really work magic with crow's feet, other than some very expensive ones that I didn't necessarily want to include today because we're talking £75 to £150 for an eye cream. This is probably more like 20 and you can get it on offer. It's lovely, it does hydrate, makeup sits beautifully on top of it. It isn't going to suddenly give you an eye lift though, it's just a little bit of hydration. So that should always go on next, because if you start putting all your serums on, this eye cream is not going to soak in where you want it to. So eye cream next. Then serums, and I always use at least 2 serums. So my first one will really vary again depending on the skin concern, whether it's that I feel dull, dehydrated, breaking out, whatever it might be. So I've picked 2 of my favourites, one from the Body Shop, Drops of Light. I've definitely done a blog post on this, in fact on both of these. This is the Aven Hydrant Serum as well, so I'll link them down below for you, the full post. This Drops of Light comes in a little pipette, and I just drop a few drops on my hand and rub that all over the face, and it really helps brighten the skin. I think it's a very beautiful serum. And then this is a very simple serum that does what you want, and it's a hydrating serum from Aven, so I really like that as well. So I would pick one of those 2, and then I would always follow it with a serum that is just basically hyaluronic acid. So we've got here from The Ordinary a hyaluronic acid, and we've got here from Indeed Labs their Hydroluron. So they do the same thing, so I wouldn't put both of these on. I would pick one of these. I've got quite a few other ones where they're pure hyaluronic acid serums on the top. So one of these I've mentioned before on my blog, the Dragon Blood shot. There's a range of them. So we're going in with a serum for your concern, then this goes on the top. Now the thing with something like hyaluron is, on its own it doesn't actually do anything. What it does is it allows your moisturiser to cling to it better, so to keep your skin more hydrated. It actually says on here, oh, I think it's on the box, I'm sure it's something like, oh no, here you go. It's an incredibly hydrating ingredient that holds up to 1,000 times its weight in water. So you put it on and it allows your moisturiser to really cling on top of it. So this is why you put this last. You wouldn't put another serum on top of this. This is your last stage before your moisturiser. Again, moisturisers really depend on my skin. So this morning I went with the La Roche-Posay Toleriane Ultra, which for me is the only moisturiser I go for when I have a reaction. Or anything else, I can feel it stinging. It's almost like it's burning my skin. This instantly brings the reaction down. So if I'm having any slight irritation, I've gone a bit hard with the retinol, this is what I would use. On a normal day, this is the moisturiser I reach for almost every day. And that is the Drops of Light, again from the Body Shop. So that's the same range as this serum that I mentioned. And I absolutely, wanted a better phrase, turns out I say this all the time, but love this moisturiser. It is by far my most reached for moisturiser. It's got a glow to it. It makes your skin look really hydrated, luminous, healthy. You look like you've had loads more sleep than you've had. I feel it makes my skin look plumper. It sits beautifully under makeup. I never get any pilling. You know when sometimes if you layer products and then you find that it actually almost rolls off the skin? I never get this. My foundation sits gorgeously on the top of it. So provided I'm not having any form of reaction, I would say this is what I reach for in the day. I don't so much at night, just because it's meant to be a brightening cream, so on the evening I'd go for something a bit more hardcore. And that is my routine done. Now I know it seems a lot of steps. What did we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stages, but I can genuinely do that skincare routine in, I would say, 5 minutes. So it's not a long time out of your day. Once you know what you're doing, bam, 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 done. Anyway, thanks for watching. I've rambled on for long enough. Please subscribe down below. Give me a thumbs up if you like the video. Any questions, any comments, as always, leave them down below and I'll do my best to answer them. And I will be doing next week sometime my evening skincare routine. I'll talk through where I switch things up and what I do differently. Thanks, bye.